I would create a nested loop for that part. It would be a nested loop that calls the related thing, because what I don't want to do is in the case study, I don't want to have to write the tool or write that, because I would want my data in my CMS to be linked. So it's like this case study goes to either a tool or a partner, so that at any point somewhere else on this website, everything's still linked together.
Yeah, it's like Bob Ross, just a little short code right here.
Put a little short code right here.
You had the tone down.
Happy little short code.
This man's watched some Bob Ross videos.
A little bit,
for sure. Maybe just add a page that is like kind of private to us, and just put all of our cards on it, and then we can see like all of our card components, and we can see like here's our options. Here's what we're working with so far, and that would just give us some clarity to like what's available, because this site's got a lot of different card styles on it. So let's do cards internal. So I'm looking at, let's go to the vibe coded site.
For the viewers, do you think this is too many cards? Like, is this website, obviously this is a wild website. We got Nick's design, we got some of our stuff, we got this vibe coded stuff. Obviously this is, I don't think anything is like completely off, obviously, but if you were looking at this, would you have simplified a lot of the design aspects, or do you think this is just how things naturally get when you do build more stuff?
Yeah, I mean, my opinion is I think when you have a company that's doing a lot of different things, they need to display content in a lot of different ways that are unique to those things. Like, this is not you see, like, there was no other cards that needed this data on it, for example, or this specific kind of like top level heading and then another heading. Obviously, stat cards are like a completely different thing. I think it's just how it works out a lot. And you got blog posts, you have case studies, you have reviews, you have team members, you have this, you have that. It's like these are all very specific kinds of data, collections, if you will, and they need to be displayed. You could just try to display them all in relatively the same way, but I would still argue that you would probably want named components for each of them, because you want the ability to control them in the future in their specific context, in the context that they live in, or the use case that they're actually for. If you used a generic media card because you were like, okay, well, we've got all these different things going on, but we're going to use the same card structure and we're just going to call it a media card component, you could absolutely do that, but then you're kind of locked into that, because if you wanted to change one specific type of card to add more things to it, for example, now you're like, but nah, they're all controlled from this source, So by making them unique, you have a lot more to manage, but you also have that like endless flexibility. You're not stuck in one card structure. And with one component, you could use conditional logic and slots and props and all this other stuff for making all of these outcomes happen. But then what you're dealing with is an insanely complex single component, versus just having a bunch of different components with different names and they all work the way that they need to work for their intended use case. You weigh the pros and cons and go with one you feel most comfortable with. And to me, I leave the door open for flexibility versus trying to keep everything super simple and using the same things.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. So let's go ahead and build our sponsorships page. The question, Mark, would be, sponsorships a CPT? How is the data structured here?
Well, right now it's just a page. So it'd be like sponsorships is a page, obviously.
Because I'm wondering if this could be an archive page, like if we should be using an archive template for this, because if there's a CPT for sponsorships and this is kind of the overview page.
I mean, I think the only thing that would make sense for sponsorships would be like the case studies, but when we think of like / sponsorships, it's almost, I'm not even sure if that's the best slug and page title, but it's like, this is in the footer. This is where like brands come to obviously get information about how to work with each other. So yeah, the page already exists. There's just nothing there.
Okay.
Cool. I think structure wise, that makes the most sense. Within this page though, it might come from some of that stuff might come from case studies. If we create that, those stats there actually are probably going to come from options, typically. And Yeah. Had another thought about options. I know we talked about that a month or so ago. I don't remember in what that was referenced to. I don't know if that's been added or not, but I don't know if it would come into play here.
All right. Well, I think the first step is, I know the hero is exactly the same. It uses our little simple hero concept that we created. So I'm just going to go to the about page and grab that, and we'll paste that in here.
What's it called?
Okay.
I'm making the form for the bottom of this in the background.
Okay.
Sweet, let's work together is the copy.
All right. So sponsorships, simple hero, that's all done. Okay. Next is the audience and reach section. All right, so we'll add another section. Come down. I'm going to try my new actually for components, it's way still faster for right now. Let's go section intro, pop that in. We're going to build a stat card list and some stat cards. And I'm thinking that these are probably going to be, I think, the semantics for these. We'll just use generic divs to start out with in a list, and then we'll figure it out later. So this will be the stat list. We're going to bring in a stat card. We're going to bring in, looks like just text, honestly. So we'll go text. Oh, that was heading. Let's go text. Stat value, stat label, stat description. Okay, right click and auto BIM. Cool. Okay. Oh, we already have stat cards. Where did we build the stat card then?
Maybe it's that on the home page, the bottom.
Yeah, probably.
I didn't really realize those were actual cards.
Oh yeah. So these are part of. They're just a different kind of stat card. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they could be.
We didn't make them components, though, did we?
I don't think so.
No, yeah.
No, we didn't, but we should. Stat list, stat item, stat card, stat item. We called this whole thing like a stat card down here. That's why. Okay. I think what we're gonna do to solve that is rename those. That's clearly like now that we have actual stat cards somewhere else, this name's not fantastic. So let's go to stat card here, and we're looking at all of these. Okay, stat section, stat card background, stat card stat description. Okay, I'm gonna say featured profile card. That's the way we're gonna solve that. So our current stat card needs to be a featured profile card. And I'm gonna go grab that, confirm rename. All right, let's go back to sponsorships and let's build an actual stat card now. So stat card, we can take these off.
So wait a second, you just changed the classes over there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You didn't make it a component though? Because there's like
we're about to. Oh no. I'm gonna leave that as so the whole thing with like Christian's big photo in there and all, that whole thing was a stat card, right? So I named that featured profile card. And then those little stats that were at the bottom of that were just children of that big stat card. They weren't actually, they weren't their own cards.
I don't know if other people have this mental dilemma, but like if you're naming things like this and you're doing that, obviously pre-component workflow, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
You would name things card, right? Mm-hmm. Like you would just, because like there's a lot of cards on a website. But now that we're trying to make sure that we prioritize obviously using components, like basically the question is, how many times have you ran into a situation where you're naming something that is a card, but then what's the checklist that you go in your head where it's like, okay, well, maybe this doesn't need to be a component, you know? Or do you just, if you're building it, anytime you have something like that, you're just going to make it a component regardless? Like
typically a card. Example. Yeah, I mean, typically a card is like a little closed thing that, and this is why it does help to have kind of the whole project designed ahead of time, because you see all the things that are going to be needed, you know, and then you can make those decisions a little bit easier. When things change during the build, it does create a little bit more chaos, right? But you can solve for it. And if you just generally say, okay, if I'm building a card, I'm probably going to make it a component. That's like just a general rule of thumb. But that's why if I go back to the home page there, this is the card. And then this row of stats was literally just a row of stats inside this card. This wasn't its own stat card. This like these little ones down here, because they didn't need to be. We didn't see them anywhere else in the pages that we had at the time. And even so, they look completely different from the ones that we're building now somewhere else. So we would have to, at the minimum, if we had made these their own components, at the minimum now what we would want to do is create a style variation for them, where they drop one of their data points and then they have no padding and they have no background and they just have essentially no styling other than the styling of these words. But then there's still not even consistency in how they appear over on this page, because now suddenly the heading is purple and it's way bigger. And so there's just a lot of variance in the design. So, you know, it would be hard to handle that even if we had made it a component earlier. You would have to program in a major variation in style here.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know how much we should stick to the way it vibe coded it though. Like I agree with you. It's a huge variation in design. I don't know if that's a good thing.
Yeah, like I mean, this does look a lot different from, you know, the rest of it. But we're also trying to, we can make adjustments later to fitting it in a little bit better. I mean, this uses the same box shadow style that Nick had used in a few places, and it's, you know, it's all the same colors, and this is legitimately it's a grid of like big call out stats. You know, it's designed to call more attention to these stats than this card on the homepage was. Whereas like the main thing with the card on the homepage is show you and a quote from you and then a few of your stats. You know, it's just kind of a different like thing that was trying to be achieved, a different goal. But it's, you know, it's what I'm going to do for as far as building these new stat cards is fairly simple and straightforward. So I'm going to go to sponsorships and we're going to come down here. And what I like to do recently is just hide a section that I've already like completed. And this pops the other one I'm working on to the top of the canvas. And I don't have to keep going to the bottom of the canvas to find the section I'm working on. Okay, so this is going to be stats section. We got our stat list. This stat card now can be BIMmed. And these stat card classes are now available to us because we renamed the other ones to something else. And so these give us a clean slate. And so I'm just going to say flex direction, center. We're probably going to be centering pretty much everything. We'll be adding like space M to this. We'll be adding a background color. And now we're going to have all of our options available to us. But I think white is really what we're going to want. We're going to have a default radius on there as well. We're probably going to put a content gap and maybe divide that by 2. All right, so those are a little bit closer together. This we want to have as probably the H1, H2 size, somewhere in there. We probably want the heading font weight, probably good enough. I think it uses primary as its color, so we'll do that way. And let's get actual data for one of these in here so we can see. All right. So there's one of them. And then we need a shadow. And I think we did box shadow, medium, large, primary, subtle. Look at that. See, now it ties into ACSS. We named it primary, subtle, and ACSS. So it's going to be our option here. And that's pretty easy to add. So stat list. Okay. It's going to be display grid. And let's just do auto 3. Auto 3, auto 3, auto 3. Boom. So, and that should be automatically responsive. Fantastic. We need to center all of those. Text align, center. Oh, stay centered. Okay. So that's going to be our like default. So now what I'm going to do, now that I like see everything's working the way that I want, I'm just going to kind of delete all the ones I don't need and make it a component. And then we can just go ahead and duplicate the component. So we'll create component. We're going to go text, text, text. And then this is going to be the value, label, description. And we'll say value is value. Label is here. There you go. Got me. Got my back
He's giving
up.
up on the bang. He's giving up
I
on the
gave
bang.
up on the bang. It's a little tiring after a while. Just want to get some work done, you know? Exit. Okay. And now we have our stat card 456, which is now a component. And we are good to go. All right, let's go ahead and look at our next section. I guess our heading does need to be, now that I'm looking at it, maybe a little bit bigger. So let's go with our value, and we'll just come in here and say, yeah, let's go H1 on that. So now we're gonna tackle our ways we can work together. And this is just gonna be an intro and then an icon card component in an icon in a card list or something. Partnership list, ways we can work together. Okay. All right. For this, I'm going to go to patterns.hwp.com. So we have an icon card component. I'm just going to steal it. So I think it's under features and feature card alpha, essentially. It's an icon card. And I'll actually leave it named feature card alpha because it kind of is a clue to, hey, this is a generically used card. You know, just use it wherever you need it. And now that we're done with stats section, I'm just going to hide that. Okay, and this is going to be our partnership options. Container is going to be our, well, I'll just come in here and do our intro first. Pull that up so it comes first. This is going to be our, we'll just make this a generic list. Call it like, I'll just call it partnership options list. I've got the card on my clipboard, so all I'm going to do is add a list item first. And then inside that list item, I'm going to paste, and there is feature card alpha. Nice little icon card for us. And if we duplicated this a few times, by the way, I can get this to come to the bottom of the screen. All right, and you had 4 of them, is that correct? Let's do grid, and let's do auto 4. Okay, so that's already nice and responsive. And we will come in with some data. So sponsored YouTube videos. So, I mean, boys, just like that, we've got some icon cards in there.
Insane.
So what is next? We could style these. We'll come in and style those in just a minute. Brands I've worked with. We're back to scaffolding mode because there's a lot of sections to build.
Let's do it.
So my short-term memory is awful. Brands I've worked with, and then past work. Okay. All right. Let's build some case study cards, and this is going to be a case study list. And then make sure I remember to go back and check that other list for a proper list structure, because I don't know that I actually did that. We'll put an item in here. List item. And then we will put case study card in there. And this is going to be a typical media card, so we'll go ahead and put our image in there. And then we will, let me collapse all these, get up to the top here. Okay, I'm sure we're going to have a content wrapper of some kind. And that's going to have a text, a heading. We're going to put the heading first, and then text, it looks like. And then we need a divider line, and we're going to have, I guess it's just going to be another div down here. This is going to be called the stat. And the stat, we'll call that stat wrapper, because there's going to be a stat and a stat description in there. See, this is another area where this is like another stat situation, but it's, again, completely different from the other stat situations. We'll call this the stat value. Okay. And really this would only belong, I mean, you could make that like some sort of mini stat card or something, or part of your other stat card that has this as a variation, but you're getting into a territory of like, it's very granular, you know? And again, I haven't seen that need to live anywhere else on the website so far, so I don't know. I don't see necessarily a need to do it. This will be the description. This will be the, we'll call this the eyebrow. Okay. Or actually, that's just the brand name, honestly. Brand name. The question is what you want the heading to be. Do we want is it possible for you to have more than one case study per brand? Or would a brand only ever have one case study? Because the way you've done it is like you have a NitroPack dedicated video. Well, what if you also did something else for NitroPack and you wanted to do a case study on that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean the way it's structured now, there could be multiple per brand, I think.
What's the reasoning for the question? What are you thinking?
Well, it's like, what are we gonna? I don't know that it's appropriate to have either of these things as headings, because a heading of dedicated video doesn't really give the user any information. A heading of NitroPack could get duplicated, so you would have like, here's our NitroPack, here's our another NitroPack, here's another and so to me, it's like semantically, it's just these aren't headings.
I see what you're saying. I think the real way to do this is probably. I mean, like. This is the right way, I feel like, or one of the right ways, but it depends on how much data Christian ends up having and how much he, can literally source. The right way to do it is probably each individual heading is the title of a case study. So like where it says dedicated video, it wouldn't say dedicated video. It would like say some sort of like noteworthy heading that is the name of a case study. And that should be probably the heading of this card. And then the little eyebrow could be NitroPack twice, because it's not, it's just like, this was one case study we did for NitroPack, and then a year later we did another one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably the way that I would do it, because if you zoomed out and you had a case study archive or something, you would have it basically be like a blog of wins. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not saying we need to go that deep, but that's kind of the way that I think about it. It's just, I don't know if we have that full structure built right now. And Christian, I mean, question to you. I think that's helpful. That would be super helpful to sell to sponsors, but I don't know how much of that data you have. But I think for the purposes of what we're doing here, I think that's probably the best way to do it. You could at least come up with some simple names. You know what I mean? That say something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got title is the heading. It's gonna be the title of the case study or the headline. Yeah. How about we call it headline of the case study? Then we have a brand name, which is just gonna be a paragraph, and we have a description, which is just gonna be a paragraph for now. That seems to get the job done. Then we have a stat wrapper with our stat value and our stat description. So let's go ahead and this is going to be an article, and then we're going to right click create BEM classes, and I like to style and kind of do the whole thing and then make it a component afterwards. So let's get to styling. So this is going to be this content wrapper in here is going to be space M or S. Let's go with flex column. Let's go with a content gap, probably, again, half of that. That looks all good. We're going to take the brand name, and we are going to, let's see, content wrapper. That's all good there. Brand name, we're going to move to the top. So let's go order -1. And then, is this the same? It's not the same like badge style. So we'll style it by itself. Text transform, uppercase. We'll do color primary. Since I'm already typing, we don't have to click buttons. Looks like letter spacing of 0.025 M, something like that. Let's go font weight of bold. That seems like it's good, and it seems like the font size is like a S or even XS, probably XS. Okay. Let's call that Nitro Pack so I can see a real word in it. And it looks like this needs to be 0.5 or even 0.1. That looks 0.15. That looks about right. Okay. Dedicated video for Nitro Pack goes gangbusters. Okay.
Nice. Nice heading. I need to hire you to write my copy.
Way better than Claude, damn.
Yeah.
He doesn't even use M dashes.
No. Here you go. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There you go.
Whoa.
Let's see. This is 150K plus views. Okay. Stat
Huge.
wrappers got to go here and here. And let's see. Oh, yeah, we got to get this 150. And we're going to go H3 size, it looks like. Looks like it's heading font weight. Going to have to do the same thing of font family, heading font family. That looks good. We're going to choose a color of primary. And it looks like we do need to have a gap in there, probably a divide 2 gap again. Seems good. Probably want to go with a font size of text SSS on this. And text transform to lowercase. Okay. This might be a little bit bigger. This might be an H2 size. I think it is. Okay. This stat wrapper looks to me like it has some padding on the top. So padding block start of space M, we'll call it. Yeah. Border block start. Actually, I don't know if I want to use a border here. Yeah, we'll use a border, whatever. Let's see. 1 pixel. Actually, I think we can just get away with border, probably. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's good. Okay. Though, that also looks like it's margined out. Margin block start. Probably space M. Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay. All right, let's go case study list, list item, let's duplicate. You have, well, the LLM created an orphan. I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if we.
It likes to create orphans. So
I don't know.
A few places.
Case study list. I don't know if we want to go that route. Let's go grid. Let's go auto. Let's just do auto 3. Yeah. Okay. All right. That came together pretty good. We need to have a background color on our entire card, I would say. Case study card. Let's go background color of white. We need our box shadow, primary. We need our radius. Looks pretty similar. Didn't miss anything, did we? Looks all good.
Yeah, I think
Are we pulling this from a loop? Do we need to do that yet? Do we have any data for that?
I mean, this is where I get a little eccentric or whatever.
Mark gets a bit excited.
I created a case studies. While you're doing that, I created a case study CPT.
Okay.
There's other CPTs that maybe we could have used. There's like one called Love, which is basically testimonials. It's not really the same thing though. We have a lot of relationship stuff going on here on this website. If I was doing this with all the tooling that I had capable, which I think pretty much we have everything here, although I don't remember, I think the thing we were talking about was like jet engine relations that Pedro was working on, I feel like somewhere around there. I don't remember exactly what we ran into that we had to hang up on. But if I was doing this, right, the way that I feel like it makes the most sense is we have tools and we have partners.
Yeah.
Now, partners are basically companies. Tools are specific things. If Christian was going to put something, if Christian was like doing a bunch of case studies and where it says Nitro Pack right there, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Christian, I don't know if that would be a partner or a tool.
That would, yeah.
It's a tough one.
That's a good point.
So it's like going to be one of those. If I was building it, right, like you'd have this structured like this. And then if I was going to put data in here, I have case studies. We could loop it through case studies. So the featured image could come through, whatever. You can, use some sort of thing to signify this. The title would be just the title of the case study. The short description, I have a short description one. And then I have 2 fields, one for featured stat, or I called it featured result value, which is the 150K, and then I have featured result description, and that's like whatever other words. So you have a lot of customization there. You can handle it all there. The one thing is just I would create a loop inside, like a nested loop for that Nitro Pack part, and I would call it, and it would be a nested loop that calls the related thing, because what I don't want to do is in the case study, I don't want to have to write the tool or write that, because I would want my data in my CMS to be linked, right? So it's like this case study goes to NitroPack, which is either a tool or a partner. So that at any point, somewhere else on this website, everything's still linked together. You know what I mean? So then I could go somewhere else, and I could we could go to the NitroPack single, and we could see all the case studies hypothetically.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like to duplicate that. Now, I can't remember if we were able to do that or not, but that's the way that I think about the data on this.
Yeah, I think he's still looking into the relationship architecture for Jet Engine.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is build a component, just use props for everything so that dynamic data can be injected however we want. And then of course the component can be updated if it needs a nested loop, or if it needs some additional functionality in the future, it can be updated to have it. But for now we can go just kind of mapping all of these things out to where I'm going to say brand name. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 text props. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we need a media prop. And we're going to call this brand name. We're going to call this the headline. We're going to call this the description. This is going to be the stat value. This is going to be the stat description. This is going to be the featured image. And we're just going to go boom. And I'll choose like a default for this. Let's use this, use media. Okay. Stat description. It's going to be that right there. Stat value is going to be that. Description of the card is going to be that. The headline of the card is going to be that. And the brand name is going to be that. And our component is pretty much done. Okay. And let's go duplicate 3. We'll just leave it for 3 for now. Okay. Let's look on the front end, see what we got going on here. Partner with Craylor. There's our stat cards, our icon cards, and our brands I've worked with. Okay, let's go up and let's call this, all right, past work, and then hide that. Let's go to stats section. I wanted to double check and make sure. Okay, so here with the stats list, we would want to wrap in div, right click, convert to list. Delete these. We want to cross our T's and dot our I's, actually get proper list structure in there. Save that. Let's hide our stat section here. Let's open our partnership options. Let's make sure we did our proper list structure here, which we did not. Right click, convert to list. Now we have proper list structure there. And let's
How do you know when to do this?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the indicator for it? It's like anytime you have any sort of, not even looped data, but anything that would be like,
yeah, because like it's really for screen reader users, because they can't see that these items are related to each other. It's like it's a list of items. So when they're navigating the page, instead of just encountering a bunch of random items, it will announce to them, "Hey, you have encountered a list of items, and there's 4 of them." Just to let you know. Like, then they go, "Oh, okay, cool. Now I'm in the list." And I can go 1, 2, 3, and 4, and now they're gonna have the context of exiting the list as well, you know. So it just helps them read and understand a site, and then it helps bots as well, crawlers, SEO crawlers, LLM crawlers, making sense of the data, because by making these a semantic list, you're saying, hey, these things belong together, you know. Imagine if you were sharing a grocery list with somebody, but it wasn't in any list. It was just random, like, pieces of paper all over the place and unrelated. And I don't know what do you actually need me to shop for? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good example, but
yeah. Well, I mean, I know it from the very beginning, HTML of like unordered list, and then you kind of have your list items with like your bullet points, obviously. And I've seen you do this many times, but
yeah,
I'm trying to think of an example when you don't do that.
I mean, pretty much when it's a list, you're gonna make it a list. If it's like these things are related and they go together and we're trying to communicate them all at the same time, and it's this one and then this one and then this one and then this one. Unordered though means like we could move sponsored reels to the beginning and that doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
Now, there are situations where the order actually matters. So if you're saying, hey, we're a website agency, this is our process. Step 1 is that we're going to do discovery. Step 2, well, you can't just change these around. Like, they have to go in that order. So that's the case where you would use an ordered list instead of an unordered list.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really your only 2 things you're worried about.
Cool.
Okay, let's style these cards up. So they are supposed to look like this. And then, do you want this? Actually, I'm gonna make an executive decision, and I'm gonna say, well, actually, I won't. Do these go somewhere? These go to a page for like they got to, right? Aren't these like your service pages, kind of?
Well,
your offerings?
I don't
At
know.
some
I mean,
point,
they could. At some point, yes, they
Okay.
could. But
all right.
I
So
don't think
if they
right now.
if they don't now, then we're not going to add these hover styles because those kind of indicate that something is supposed to happen when I click it.
Yeah, I agree.
And one of my big pet peeves online is people make things because they can. They're like, ooh, I want things to move, you know? And it's like, but with that hover, you're indicating that like it's clickable, and it's not.
Yeah, no, I feel that. Blame it on the
Okay.
LLM.
Blame it on the LLM. All right. I see these need to flex 1, it seems. And they need, okay. This came with a lot of CSS because they're pre-built components. Feature card alpha is when it's in an LI. So we can actually say LI has me. So when an LI has me, we want to display flex the LI. See that? Now the flex 1 that I added is making that grow. It's a common issue with LIs is they're not display flex by default. Okay, so we need what? Padding, gap, let's try to use the icon framework for those icons, shall we? I think all we need here is some padding. So let's do space L for these. We need background color of white, a border, and our shadow. Okay, so let's go background color of white. Let's do our border radius. Let's do our border, and let's do our shadow. Okay, fantastic. Let's go look at that on the front end. See what we've got. I can delete that now. Okay. Okay. Sweet. And if the icons had a style, so what we're going to do with these icons is we're going to go add the attribute of data icon, and we're going to go to the icon framework. And we see that it is turned on. Icon framework options. Okay. Icon list. Box icon style. I just redid these. So inherit the icon scheme. That's fine. I think we've used icons other places, but I don't know that we have.
Might use it on the home page.
Did we use the icon framework though? Is the question.
I don't know if it was turned on. Does that mean we used it?
Oh, I'm on the stupid. Wait, hold on. What side am I on? Okay, no, I'm on the right side. No, it doesn't take over your icons automatically. I think we used it here. We can check easily by seeing if fill none tool category. Oh, there's no data icon on there. I think I just turn it on to give access to the actual variables for it, but I don't think we put it on any icons. I mean, we can, I just turned on box styling. So if we refresh a home page and no icons blow up into boxes, then we didn't use it anywhere, which it looks like we're good to go. Okay. So this is going to control this. Essentially, we're looking at primary ultralight or something for the background there, and then primary for the icon color. So we're going to go to icon color. We're going to say that that should be primary. And then the box to icon styling, the icon background is going to be primary ultralight. And now, just like that, we've got, that's going to happen to pretty much all icons that we add data icon to. So, okay, let's exit. Okay, I think what we need to do here is that SVG, we need to mark as strip color attributes so that we have the ability to color it. There we go. Okay, is there a border around the icon box? Let's check. No border around the icon box. All right, so let's pull this back up. Box icon styling, icon border width, 0. Save.
Does this work for like that's kind of like creating your basically your default icon styling?
Yeah.
And you can only have obviously one.
You can have one default styling, but then you can use utility classes to turn off the box styling on individual icons if you want to.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not going to get that styling unless you use the data icon attribute.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to define an icon style, but we didn't want it to automatically take over all your icons and like make them all that way out of the box. So it waits for the data attribute to be added.
Responsible. Nice.
Yeah. So that's nothing else to do on that page, right? Is that pretty much the scaffolding and general styling of that, or did
I made the
section?
form if you want to throw it in.
Let's
Just
work
that thing.
together.
There's a section and a section.
Okay. All right. Let's do that. So let's hide partnership options. Add our section here. Add our section intro. Let's drag that up. What's our short code for the form?
It's 4. Let's see what it is.
WS form.
WS underscore form ID 4.
Equals 4. Okay.
So you just put that in there like that.
Yep.
Just a little short code right in there. Okay.
Just a little short code. You know, it's like Bob Ross. Just a little short code right here.
Just gonna put a little short code right here.
You had the tone down. You nailed the tone.
Short code.
This man's watched some Bob Ross videos.
A little bit,
for sure.
You know.
All right. What is the name of this section? Let's work together. Get in touch. Okay. So
I feel like we keep saying let's work together.
Let's work together.
I think the LLM really likes that.
Yeah, because the button at the top is let's work together. Ways we can work together. Brands I've worked with. Let's work together.
You want to work together or what, buddy? This is the money page.
Show me the money.
You name it?
I just put sponsorships form, but
okay. And if I remember correctly, it's got a little bit of a max width on it, maybe something like 60. And then I believe it's got a background color of white on it, and it's probably got, does it have the shadow?
yeah.
Yeah, it does. Of course it does. Space L, and then the border radius. And just like this, just a little bit of clicking around. Big shadow guy.
Boom. Look at that.
Look at
Sheesh.
it. Okay. All right, what else are we building today?
Do we have to do consultation or consulting?
Yeah, kind of started that with the vibes. It's probably a mess.
I mean, we can scaffold it out.
Yeah, I think Kevin will have a heart attack when he sees the HTML. Probably.
Oh boy. might not be good.
Is this going to be the same consultation form? What is? Hold on. What are we?
This is a different thing, honestly. This is
What
like
did we just build? Sponsorships.
So that's for working with brands. Consultations like working with like mainly with viewers.
Yeah.
So like viewers and like that need help. Stuff like that. So consulting basically. I mean, I'm gonna pause for a quick second though. Priority wise, I don't know if you agree, Christian. I don't know if consulting is the huge. I know it's up there right now, but like I think we might want to click on the tools because some things have gotten a little weird over there, and they might be like easy fixes. Just since this was that whole nested thing, and like this. This card still exists and everything, right? But we had that situation where we had those things inside Craylor's highlights that was working. It was just having a weird issue where like we would click it, but it wouldn't go to individual ones.
Yeah.
And then I think like the tool singles and stuff, like partially we could probably fix that a little bit pretty easily.
So now it goes to where it's supposed to go. Yeah.
Yeah, but where Craylor's highlights are, like that part of the card is supposed to display.
Yeah.
I have like tools that have awards. So if they have awards, you should see it in the category. It's basically kind of the way that works. This wasn't the issue though. Like the issue was that you did see them, but when it was a simple CSS issue, it was like some sort of like relative situation where you'd click on the card and it would go to the category. But then when you saw the sub list, we were clicking on like one item, but it was in the HTML, but it wasn't, you weren't able to click on all three of the cards like individually. So I don't know if that's helpful.
Okay. Right now, it's not returning any data whatsoever. So the UL is there and it's empty. So none of these list items are actually coming through. So remind me again, we've got a tool category. We're using this card to show the category, and there's highlights that are related to the category, or go tool categories here. Where do highlights come from?
The highlights are originally was just going to be like a set of featured things basically, but now highlights is just a word. It could probably be a better word necessarily, but highlights are essentially, you have a tool category, right? So you have like web hosts.
Yeah.
And then you have another taxonomy called awards. And awards are like best budget option, best for advanced users. They're like it's awards that are across the thing. It's not gonna be in there because like it's a little different. But you could see what it looks like. We didn't change obviously any of the look and feel. We changed the way that the data was put in there. And I might just have to like go through with a fine tooth comb and just figure out the situation again.
What is here there?
Because I think we filmed an episode on it, but that's how, roughly how the concept, and like basically the long and short of it is, if I can get this thing, maybe we do something else, I'll work on this. But like, if I can get this thing to look like this again, which I know I can because it's a looping issue, not a CSS or anything issue. The problem was like where we got it before it got fucked up is like if you hovered over the actual white part of that card, it would go to email hosting. If you hovered over longer title would go here, it would go to longer title would go here, like whatever. But then if you hovered over NordVPN, it would still go to longer title would go here. Like that's where the target would be, like on that. But if you looked at the HTML, all three of those singles would be in the HTML. So just forget about everything else. What does that sound like from a CSS issue, or like it's got to be something like I'm almost thinking like position relative or some.
Yeah, you're talking about the hover of a specific thing where it's linking me to somewhere that I'm not hovering over currently.
Right.
Yeah, that's a CSS issue. But like with this kind of card, what I would say is instead of making the entire card clickable, it should really be where did my Figma go? It should really be like, this is the link to view all email hosting. This is just a heading up here. This is the actual link. If you want to go to it, they go here. Then this is its own link. This is its own link. This is its own link. And the card itself is not clickable.
Interesting. Okay. I mean,
because it kind of creates some UX confusion if the entire card is clickable. Like you can elevate these above and make them their own clickable area for sure, but it's very hard to tell that that's happening from a user standpoint, that's a possibility, So yeah, I would make it explicit as this is the link. Now the challenge is if we're using the same card here, and this is why I kind of tend to not use cards overlapping in their use case.
This was a weird one because the context was the same, but the use case was pretty different.
Yeah, so this doesn't have these internal linking things. These cards can just be fully clickable on their own. So I think to me, what I would do is if we kind of created a problem by using the same component in both places, we should just fix that now. These can remain as...
Yeah, I think those ones are fine.
Are these products cards? Is that what that would be?
They're all, I don't know what necessarily mean by product, but I mean, they're all tool category cards is like literally what they're called. I'm pretty sure. because they are the same thing. They're just different ways of showing it.
Yeah, and I see that would be why we made it.
Yeah.
Why we tried to use the same card. I mean, it's again, it's like one of those situations where I don't think there's a perfect answer. Do we have a gap on here? I feel like this should have had a gap and didn't. Yeah, like that. Because they also, you know, the add complexity to all this, it's using container queries to change its layout based on the available space.
Yeah, we did that right around the time you did that too. Like there's a lot of...
So there's that to account for. Let's go back to the front end. So let's see where we're at right now. These are hoverable. The whole entire card is hoverable and clickable. And so on I think the easiest way to fix this is like, let's take the data issue out of it for right now, and let's just fix the actual card. So if I go to Tools Archive and get to these are not supposed to have media, right? These are not supposed to have media.
Correct.
That featured image is not supposed to be here.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So when you take out the media, you end up with not enough padding inside of here. So tool category card, none. It's been like months since I built this thing. Tool category card. Okay. So what we need, data show tools. It doesn't look to me as if we are passing the value of this into the HTML. So I'm going to take show featured image. We're going to say data featured image equals, we'll say data show featured image equals props dot show featured image. So now we're passing that data in, and now we can come in tool category card. That's where the padding would need to go. Okay, so I'm going to come down to the very end, and we'll say if this has data show featured image equals false, and then we'll see how we added the padding here. Flex card, card shadow, card background. All that's good. Card display, position relative. Okay. I think we're probably using the card framework. So space L, space L. Okay. I'm going to make it explicit for right now. We'll just see if we can get this to work. So data show featured image false, padding there. Yep. Cool. So that kind of fixes that alignment issue. Now we'll fix the linking issue. So if I come down in here and I take this loop out, we're just going to we're just going to steal the LI out of the loop like this. We'll get the loop figured out later. Just give me an LI for right now. And this is a tool link with a tool icon, and just give me an icon for right now that I can work with. Okay, there we go. And then give me a tool name that I can work with. So example tool, and maybe give me 2 of those that I can work with. Okay, now we're gonna see where we're at with, dangerous to be in two different instances at the same time. Oh shit, we're in 3. Damn, look at us go.
Got instances galore, dude.
Let's go, big scoots. Big scoots. All right.
This guy's like,
jeez,
doing triple duty.
Yeah. Yeah. Tools. Okay. I didn't save in the others, so hopefully we're good. I don't know. All right. Edit with etch. We got to get into tools archive again. Okay.
Hey, real quick, hope you're enjoying the rebuild so far. Just wanted to take a moment to say that this would not have been possible without our series sponsor, Big Scoots. They've been providing top-tier managed hosting since 2010, and they're not your typical hosting company. Big Scoots owns their entire tech stack, from the servers to the network to the data center, which means faster load times, stronger security, and the ability to customize solutions for your specific site. And if you ever need any help, you can get connected to a real WordPress expert in under 90 seconds 24/7. And by the way, right now is the perfect time to try Big Scoots because they were kind enough to give you, the lovely viewers of my channel, a special offer. If you're a new Big Scoots client, you can get 98% off your first 2 months on any of their managed hosting plans. All you have to do is click the link down in the description below and use promo code MJS for monthly plans or MJS annual for annual plans when you check out. Again, that's 2 months of premium hosting for pennies, which is basically no risk. If you've been looking to improve your hosting setup, show Big Scoots some love for supporting valuable content like this and give their managed hosting a try today. Now, let's get back to building.
All right, let's get in there, get in there, get in there. We're not supposed to be showing featured image here. I'm gonna go, let's take this out of this item, do this again, duplicate that, give me a tool link of # for the link, random icon, and tool name. Okay, example tool. I'll just delete and duplicate that. Tool link, tool item, duplicate. Make sure we're doing the correct things. Example tool 2 and 2. Okay, save. Now let's view front end. Beautiful. Now we can just focus on fixing this. Can I click these things? And I see what you're saying now. So
Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
So tool 2 is all that's happening here. So the first thing is we're gonna see if the tools list is position relative, and that is not. So let's position that relative, which should elevate that above the clickable area of the card. Okay, so we have 2 and 2. And let's see, got to check the items, doesn't have a position on it. The link is fine. Tool list. Okay. Once that's elevated above, it should, see if we can use the inspector to figure out what's going on here. Well, one thing we can do, let's go to, let's kind of start from where the problem is being created. So this begin clickable parent. Configure selector. A after. I'm thinking what we need. Oh, we put the link way down here, didn't we? CTA label, that's an SVG. Nope, that's like a fake. That's all fake. That's not a real link. Okay, so where's the actual link? It's not in the H4.
Did we put clickable parent or anything on this the first time?
Yeah, that's what, yeah, it's on there. This says the heading, the link is in the H3. But that's way up here. No, that's the media wrap. Heading wrapper. There's a wrapper. There's the H3. There's the link. Okay. It's the tool category card heading A that we need to elevate. So the clickable parent code kind of just, it says configure your selector if you have more than one link, which we never did. You know, we didn't read our own instructions. So what I did is I found this link. The link that we want to elevate is tool category card _ heading. Tool category card _ heading. Tool category card _ heading A after. That's the link that we want to elevate. We don't want to elevate all links. That's kind of what was happening. It was elevating all links. So now we have data removal services when we hover the entire card. And now that's covering the entire card. Okay. Position relative on this highlights. Tools list wrapper has position relative. Let's z-index this of like 999 just for now. See if we can z-index it above. Boom.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Does Z-index work for just positioning, or that also ends up working for like
Well, I think
focus and hover and shit, and like just whatever you're targeting with your mouse?
yeah, it does. Like we didn't used to have to do this, but I'm looking at it now. See this? So we changed the recipe. It used to never use the index, but then there was some edge case where there's so many edge cases in these things. We had to employ z-index, and now when you employ z-index, you can't just position relative that group. You have to also use z-index to beat it. And since this is 10, we can just beat it with like 20. We don't have to do the whole 999 thing that I just did. So if I select this, I can just do 20 and it's still going to work. But that essentially is going to fix our problems where this whole card is data removal services. But now look, see the hand will, right when I transition across there, the hand's going to go away. And now this is its own little area with 2 links in it.
So to recap, it was it was like a position type issue, like a positioning and layering issue with z-index and then clickable parent.
Yes.
Okay.
But what you can't do now is you cannot use focus parent because focus parent will hijack the inner focus of these. And so watch
Yeah,
down
I see what's
here.
happening. You're
the
clicking
bar.
it multiple times, but you're not. It doesn't show it.
It doesn't show, yeah.
But it is
correct.
going to it.
Correct. So now we have to take focus parent off, which is why we comment all of these recipes so that you can see where focus parent begins and where it ends. And you can just grab the beginning and ending and you can just remove it. And now what you're going to get is focus on that link, then that link, then
Nice.
that link, then that link, then that link, then
Sweet.
that link. So now all you have to do, Mark, is fix the data source for the loop, and we should be golden in this card.
Yeah, I'll fix that.
What else, Mark? What are we doing? Any other little, like, because there's, some cleanup stuff we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get things closer.
Go ahead, Christian.
Oh, I was just gonna say another thing, another detail I would like to get if we can is Nick's got like a star icon in the footer somewhere, but just never made it in there with our
We
initial.
do have that, I
designs.
think.
This thing?
We don't have it there, but we have it.
Yeah, well, we've got that up at the top in the hero section, but it's also in the footer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's look at how we did that. Yeah, so because that's going to be placed a bunch of different places, let's do it this way. So let's go pages, home. And there we are. Okay. Should probably get out of the, oh dear, I'm clicking everything. I'm drunk. Okay. Let's get out of here. Edit with Etch. Okay.
Do
Let's
not
also
operate
close the
Etch while drunk.
inspector. Yeah. All right. So we have this little, I'll just explain what I'm trying to accomplish here. We've got this little accent star thing that needs to be on, you need to be able to just like, it needs to be like a sticker. You can just slap it on something. You know what I'm saying? Like we initially, when we built this card, made it belong to this card, but it clearly, there it is, accent star. It clearly needs to belong to other things. And I think it's just that code right there. And so what we need is accent star. We're just going to make it
Like
a class.
utility?
Like a utility class. But what we want is the flexibility to position it. And so position absolute works. I am going to say that for pseudo element, I think you can, this should be position relative. So because the pseudo element is position absolute. So we have to make sure that the thing is position relative that we're going to slap the label on. And then this inset, and this is what's going to be the tough. So where is it on the footer? It is top left. It's essentially always going to be some combination of this math. I think I'm going to simplify these to just inset. So if I take this away, let's get more real estate here in what we're working with. Let's go straight up inset. Block. I was using inline end. Yeah, okay, so inline end is the right side. This is even better when you're dyslexic. top right, that auto. Okay, that puts us bottom left. Okay. Block start. I thought it was block start and inline end, which seems like this should be that. Auto. That's going to be top left. This is a top left recipe. Okay, let's see if we can make it into plain language. Let's see if I'm thinking about this the right way. Top left is this recipe, essentially. And then we need a top right, which is whatever recipe is going to make top right happen. That's bottom.
I don't think it's exactly bottom.
No, I mean, it's like toward the bottom, but then one of these needs, okay, that's bottom right. So let's take bottom right. Put that in as an option. And then this is auto. Oh, that's close to top right. Okay, we got 3 autos to work with. That's bottom left. We're really good at, oh no, we did top left. Okay, so there we go. We found the winning combination for bottom left. Bottom left. We have one last one to find. Which one, what is the difference? So 2 autos and put them first. That's our top right. We're also gonna say inset. Okay. And then we're going to have a default value of top right. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see if this, I just saved that. Okay. Featured video card. Yeah. All right. All that's saved. Let's double save it. Okay. Let's go Command M back to templates. Can I navigate to templates yet? Oh, that's an action, isn't it? Open templates manager. Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying to practice with my Command K. All right. What is it on? Newsletter?
Yes. So. Yes, correct. Top left of newsletters. Sorry. Yeah.
This thing right here.
Yep.
Accent star. Okay. All right. Perfect. You know what we should have done with this? Well, I guess we could still do it. Might want to do that with I don't know. You could do it with a data attribute, maybe a little bit cleaner, but let's say top left. There we go.
Wow. Boom.
So is it bigger though? Does it need to be bigger?
It is a lot bigger, but it's perfectly hugging the corner radius. So I think,
well, actually I have an icon size variable.
I think it's like the corner radius needs to be more on those boxes. I don't know.
Let me see. It might be.
Or actually, no, that looks pretty good right there.
Yeah, I think because it's done with math, so it'll match.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it supposed to move up top?
What do you mean?
Oh,
sorry.
It's on the wrong side.
The way that we have that's why a data attribute would be the way to go.
But you have to do it that way, right? Because you just changed the. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna.
You gotta be able to call that that element specifically to tell it to move.
Top left. Okay. So these are going to be. All right, we're gonna come down here after. Let's say data star position equals top left. Inset is this. Okay. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Okay, that should be good. Let's grab this and just say top right. And now we can data star position top left, top right, bottom, That all looks good. It is correctly here. I'm wondering how we want to handle the size. We could do it on the class of the object too, but that kind of creates a little bit of a separation. But it might not be that big of a deal. Okay, so what we want to do is let's just test this real quick to where we go. Data store position, top right. There you go. Bottom right. Bottom left. Top left. Okay.
What is controlling the size of it though? Was there not?
There's a variable called icon size.
And you did it in M, like 1M, 2M, like in M's? Is how you're setting it?
That's coming from the icon framework. It's just whatever your default icon size is on your website. But what this allows me to do is, so on footer newsletter, which has the accent star, I can just come in here and say icon size and say 5M or whatever. No, it's 5, 4, 3, whatever you want it to be.
I see.
So there's 3. Now this is a unique instruction to whenever footer newsletter is being used. Right. And now we can go fix our homepage, which has this. So you see it has no position right now. So I can come in here and say, let's select the actual thing, data star position equals top right. Boom, top right.
Sick.
Unreal.
Now, what about this card? I feel like this card doesn't look the way it's supposed to look.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't.
We scaffolded it, but we never styled it.
Yeah, for sure.
That is a profile card. So let's open that up. Let's clean this up a little bit. Let's see if we have a Figma version of that somewhere. There it is.
Yeah, that just looks more better.
Yes, more better. Do we want to use this dark shadow, or do we want to keep using that, purple primary shadow you guys have been using?
I don't know. I guess let's see it with the purple first.
Well, first question would be, does this sometimes need to be white and sometimes need to be gray? My second question would be, how is it gray when it has no instructions on it?
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know if this is a separate card from this is separate from the like my favorite products cards. Okay. So that one is gray, but I think the profile card,
it's supposed to be white, right?
Yeah, for sure. And then the one in the footer technically is purple, but that might be a different card entirely. I don't know.
Nah, I think that's the same.
That's the same
yeah,
one.
I'm just saying in the Figma it's
purple. Yeah. I think we just threw a card in there maybe. Let me see.
Yeah. I don't know if we use this anywhere. Do we use this anywhere else?
I don't
this
think
profile
so.
this profile card component.
Well, maybe on the I don't know, on some of the stuff we vibe coded.
This was a media card.
Yeah, that should probably be a media card. Yeah, now we didn't have it at the time we built that, I don't think.
Yeah. So I'm just finding this to be very interesting. This is great. Oh, okay. Yeah, card framework. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think same thing with the black. I don't know where the dark purple came from, but I
think that came from. Does Etch automatically style links when you make them links?
Yeah.
Or maybe even headings.
Well, but even like our paragraph text is like a slight purple, and it's not a slight purple in the Figma anywhere.
Oh, well, that might be it. We might just have the ACSS incorrectly configured. Yeah.
Perhaps
for that.
Yeah. I'm trying to find right now. Okay. This whole page is pretty much this light gray background color. But that's not what all the pages are, or are they? I think they are, right? It's like...
Well, the Figma pages.
Right. Yeah, the vibe code, the LLMs messed everything up.
Yeah, the Figma has our website background color as like neutral ultralight. So color assignments, backgrounds, neutral ultralight. That's going to fix a lot of things probably. Just make it look much more like the
Yeah,
Figma
that looks
file.
a lot better already. A lot better.
But what are these? What are the background color on these cards?
White.
Yeah. Okay. So we probably just need to say in the card framework.
More white, more black, less purple. That's the theme here.
Yeah. White. White just needs to be the default. And then you can actually say, is the default heading color in cards like neutral, ultra dark, or whatever?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And then we might have maybe neutral dark there. I don't know. We might have customized some of these already. So the card heading, because the card heading color when it's a link is kind of turns into a link color. It's no longer card heading color. Mm-hmm. So on here, actually, hold on. We can. You know what we probably need in the card framework is like when your heading is a link, what kind of, because some people use links in cards and that's link color, that's like card link color. But if you use it in the context of a heading, you probably want it a special setting for that. But let me see. Yeah, black. Okay, so this would be neutral, ultra dark. Okay, does that look more like those are supposed to look?
Yeah, for sure. What do we do about the big animation?
Oh, this animation right here.
That's a whole thing.
Let's try it. Let's try it and see if we can. I think we tried it at one point back.
Yeah, you weren't here for that, Christian. We tried this for an hour and a half.
Oh, jeez.
Well, it's because we wanted to do it with CSS only. I mean, you could do it. Most people, I think, do it with GSAP, and I don't want to bring that whole situation in if we don't have to, because we're not doing a bunch of other animations. First of all, let's just make it sticky. Like that would be a good. It was sticky at one point though. What happened to it?
I don't know.
No idea.
Do not know.
Call out container.
I mean, I actually think you did a bunch that day, and then we just kind of scrapped it. So maybe it was sticky when we did it.
All right, so let's try to get our sticky back. Call out container, call out section. Call out container. Block size of 100 VH. Block size of 200 VH. All right, how much scroll area do you want? Like,
I mean, I don't want it to
about
feel
enough, right?
Yeah. I don't want it to feel excessive, like crazy scroll jacking.
Okay, so call out text is going to be position sticky. That gives you offset options. We don't have a sticky header, so we don't have to worry about that. That solves the first step. The second step. I know we need call out text and call out text span. That's not good. Okay. Did you try to do something, Mark, with this? What's JS years since?
Oh, that's so where it says November 3rd, I was trying to make that dynamic.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, which shouldn't really mess with you. I just did it with like if you open the JS editor for a second.
But did you? I mean, there was you did something.
I don't know. I used AI for this, bro. I don't actually know.
JS editor. I don't
somewhere
see
in
JS.
somewhere there's some
Somewhere.
JS somewhere.
somewhere floating in there.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Fuck it.
I thought
you got a better way to
head.
fucking do it.
What are you trying to do here?
I think this was actually before I even knew what I was doing. I can actually make that work now. It's just something else. I just didn't have the proper syntax for that because it was coming from an options thing.
Oh, you were trying to make it say like for over 22 years or so whatever.
Yeah, this was way earlier on.
Yeah,
I think you guys added this after. It's literally just a modifier at the end of that or something.
Yeah.
Because I have it somewhere else. Actually, it might even be if you scroll down real quick. Unless see how it says September 5th, 2011 there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You need like days since or whatever.
Yeah. I wanted human readable, and I had it in that JS thing, but I don't know. I'm still not 100% sure if it's completely native.
Okay.
But regardless. I can fix that.
All right. So what I'm going to, I mean, we are going to use AI to do this to see if it gets it right. I mean, they tell us, I keep hearing it's taking our jobs. So
I don't agree with that.
okay. All right. All right. All right. I want to, we have this text in a span. All right.
I thought he was whisper flowing.
Buddy.
I thought he was just going for it.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. It's a habit. All right. I want to use CSS only to accomplish the task that I'm about to lay before you. Period. Do you have to do that? Do you have to do that?
No, you don't have to. You don't need the periods, but yes, I feel you there because I used to do that as well. Yeah. Oh, wait till we tell you about the keystroke to make it so you don't have to hold the buttons down either. That's
what?
Yeah,
what is this?
You could just double tap it, or there's another thing too. I don't know. Yeah.
Whoa.
So you just talk, and you don't have to
cancel.
hold it. You don't have to hold it, and then you just do it again. You just do it once again to end.
They should call it. That's like CIA mode. That's nice. Okay.
You can only talk for up to 5 minutes, though.
Oh my gosh, Christian learned that the hard way. I've never talked for 5 minutes.
All right. I want to use CSS. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna talk like the text messages in that Charlie Kirk trial. I was gonna do that. I don't know.
Period. Comma.
My love. Okay, so what do we want to do? What I want to do, because remember last time we tried to ask it for the whole shebang, and we got a little convoluted. I'm trying to maybe ask it to do something simple, like, okay, when I scroll, make the text color red or something, right? So, all right, I want to use CSS only. On scroll, we need to change the text color to red when this element comes into the viewport. All right, seems good.
You're covered, Kevin.
Covered. Okay, so call out text, color's black, that's our initial state. We're gonna enable the scroll driven animation, so let's drop that in. And we're gonna do that on call out text, it's saying, okay? So easy so far. Why can't I paste? Let's paste, okay, perfect. And that's saying animation change to red, linear both. Animation timeline is view. The range is 0. The exit is 100%. Okay. We're going to have these keyframes here. Those are going to need to be placed. Yeah, we did something similar to this. So we're going to see main animations, keyframes change to red. Okay. And Claude suggests if you want an instant change, not gradual, use it. No, I want a gradual change. That's perfect, Claude. That's fantastic. Thank you. All right, let's go to the front end.
Hey, look at that.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. But how did Nick do it? Like, is it supposed to do it as it sticks? Is that?
It's after it already sticks. It's like as you scroll when it's in the no man's land.
Yeah, I feel like it's supposed to be like filling out the color as it sticks and scrolls, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, all right. What we want is, okay. Now we need to do it with a text fill effect. Essentially, we want the text to be light gray when it starts and fills to black as the scroll occurs. Is this the life you guys live? Am I doing it right?
Fuck yeah, dude. Well, we do it in Claude code, so you don't even have to copy and paste anything, but we'll get you there.
Okay. All right. Background, linear gradient, background clip text, background. This all makes perfect sense. Phil, did it change the animation name on me? It did. Yeah, well, that makes sense because Phil, changed to red is a terrible name. Okay, so let's grab both of those. And we're going to have a base text color. Color, neutral, semi-dark, maybe? Neutral, semi-light. Yeah, neutral, semi-light. Okay, so that's going to be our starting color. Give me my keyframes. Let's go back and replace those. Animations, fill text, and refresh. Okay, so there's where we get into our problem because it is not, it's just making it black. That's the right gradient. And then you background clip to the text. Is it because it's in a span? Let's get it out of the span. Inspect. Span. Here's where we're at. We shift the background size and see if anything happens. Nothing. I'm starting to think that background. Okay, let's just get linear text on linear gradient text on the page. This shouldn't be that difficult. We took away the animation. I want to go back to using red and blue. Let's simplify things. Clearly, we see the problem here of you have a gradient and then the background clip text is not clipping. So let's go back to Claude and actually give
cheating?
it my new...
Is it cheating if we look at an example and or a Kevin Powell video?
No. It's not cheating.
Because I have one.
I mean, we can actually look at my... Because I did it on frames. One of the frames footers I did it on. Let's go to... That's why I don't know... Like this, we're not even... I think we would already have it animating. The problem is we don't... It's not clipping the background text properly. I simplified it because I'm having a problem with the background clip effect. The linear gradient is on the background, but when I do the background clip text, the gradient is not red and blue. It is completely, the text is completely black and does not respond to the background size changing and does not respond to the linear gradient values changing.
The example I have puts literally every word in a span.
I see. So, color. Transparent. Come on, Claude. What do you?
The LLM isn't working.
God damn it, Claude.
You might need text fill color. Text fill color. Transparent. Let's not do this. Yeah, that's not it, Claude. The prefix version is still required for WebKit browsers. If this comes down to a browser prefix, I'm gonna shoot somebody. All right, let's do this. Inset block start 0. It goes from here. Oh God, it's a browser prefix issue. Look at this. It's like one of the it's probably this thing. One of these prefixed things. But now we are in business. Okay. Does the Kevin Powell one go word by word, or does it go just top to bottom?
It goes. It doesn't even go word by word. It goes literally like
line by line,
inch by inch, basically. I mean, it's really good. He did it better than the example. I just sent you the video. It's in this Riverside chat.
Okay.
But I mean, it doesn't. It actually looks like an easier implementation than what you're trying to do here.
That's it.
Bruh.
Now the burning question: how does it work on mobile?
Well, it's all VH'd. It shouldn't be horrific. Let's see. Because VH is relative. We have an overflow somewhere, I think. It's probably the star. VH is relative to the viewport height, so I'm just gonna hope that it works pretty much the same.
Yeah.
Sick. Who needs like Webflow or anything, dude? Just fucking do CSS, bro.
Hold on, let me shrink this
Just
down.
lock in, do it with CSS.
See, I feel like we're a little too much to the bottom, I think.
Yeah.
Like on mobile.
Yeah, it is for sure.
75. Let's try 75 vmin. The ending is all right. Let's try Vmax. So it starts filling in there. I don't know. I feel like vmin was actually better.
We
All right,
did
we all
it.
happy enough with that?
Yeah, boy.
Yes.
All right, I think we'll call it a day. And then I think, do we have any major things left, or is it really just cleanup now?
I think it's just
Major.
cleanup. I mean, there is the consulting page, but like Mark said, that's probably not mission critical. And then the rest is just the tool stuff. Like the tool single, I feel like still needs to be worked on.
Well, now we made the website
Great.
background color light, so we just need those cards to be white. We need just one more like cleanup session probably,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and then we'll be pretty close.
Ready to launch finally, like
Launch.
6 months later.
Yeah, yeah.
Buddy. Good stuff takes time, you know?
It's true.
It's got to cook.
It's looking fire.
I mean, but
there's
I
a lot
thought
of
with-
fucking cards here.
A lot of cards.
But I thought with vibe coding, I could do everything in 5 seconds now.
That's what you heard, right?
I thought I could just talk
Yeah.
into it with whisper flow and just appear it.
This is
All
looking
right.
great. Good stuff. Appreciate
Looking
you. Thank you,
spicy.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're watching all this again, PB101, go check out Kevin's channel. I'll put a link in the description, everything like that. Brand new, Era 4, all that jazz. We're almost there. So appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you in the next one.